So you want to learn how to make a thumbnail. Well, here's how we make Allenownz thumbnails.
Bro, that new thumbnail is fire!
First thing we do is we go out to YouTube. How to make thumbnails. Gives you an idea of what you want to do. Open up GIMP. We'll create a new document. Our document will be 1920 by 1080. We're going to need a base image. And this one's pretty good. Drag this in, and you can see that's taking up almost the entire screen. We'll scale it just a little bit. What you normally want to do with a thumbnail is you want to offset it on one side or the other. Big question is, do we want this background or not? All I have to do is zoom in and select this option right here. This is the paths editor. And then I just start going around and clicking the edge of everything. It doesn't have to be exact. Give them a nice haircut here. Again, it doesn't have to be entirely exact. You just want to be as much on the edge as you possibly can. Once you have everything completely pathed out, we want to do selection from path. Alright, once everything is selected, you want to copy it and paste it. And then you want to apply that paste to a new layer. That allows you to uncheck the old layer. One of the techniques I like to use from time to time is I'll actually go into the original image. And what you can do is you can go to Filters, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And you can see by itself it didn't really do much, but if I start cranking this up, it really blurs out the background. This is a tutorial about thumbnails. So I think one of the things we want to do is bring in a few of those samples to showcase them here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to open as layers a few of our favorite thumbnails. This Easy Dubs one was pretty popular. This Addison Rae version was pretty popular. A kill shot. And these are all recent. And there we go. We have 3 thumbnails. I want to resize each one of these, and I am going to set the exact same size on each, and I'll just go to each one, 300 as the height. Alright, we're going to go to the move tool, and we'll take the first one, 33 kills, and we'll drag this over here, and then what we want to do is we'll actually rotate this a little bit. And then we'll take the Addison Rae and we'll bring that above. And we'll drag that over. And then we will actually rotate that a little bit the other way. And then I'll take this Easy Dub and move it to the top. And I will rotate that again this way. Images, and I'll just mess around with them until I've rotated each one to a point where I'm pretty happy with it. Some of these don't have really great separation. So there's a really easy tip that I like to do with that. I will right click and duplicate the layer. Then I will go up to Colorize. And in Colorize, it changes the base color. And I turn the lightness all the way down to -1. And it turns the image black. The reason I do this is I can then go to Layer and set my layer to my image size. I will move this behind the 33 kills. I am now going to take this select by color option, and it's going to select that whole box. And I am going to go to select grow, and I want that to grow by 4. By itself it doesn't seem that much, but because we have black selected, what it's going to do is it's actually going to frame out each one of those boxes. Now I have to repeat this step, so this will take just a second. Alright, time to do some text here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a real consistent font, one that we regularly use here for Allenownz. How to make awesome thumbnails. We'll make awesome a little bit bigger, and we'll make thumbnails a little bit bigger. And what we're going to do is squish all of these a little bit. So we're going to use this tool right here. It's going to squish all of our text. So what we need to do is find a way to make this pop. And one of the common ways people like to do that is to alter the colors of the font. Now I'm going to do one of the most classic techniques here, and you can see it in a number of these thumbs on the right. I'm going to do two-tone color variation. So I'm going to do all white. And again, against the white background, doesn't look that great. And then I'm going to do a yellow for the word thumbnail. And the reason for that is it really kind of pops out that specific color. Now I'm going to center this to where I want it to be. And we are going to duplicate this layer. And you guessed it, we are going to colorize it. And the color, we are going to go all the way to the bottom at -1. And there we go, we have a black text. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take this layer to image size, select the black color, select grow, and we're going to grow this by 6 this time. I really want this to pop. And I'm going to just paint this real quick to fill this all in. Select none, and then I'll bring this behind my text, and there we go. Now all of a sudden my text pops. And I'm going to duplicate that layer, and I am going to go to filters, Gaussian blur, and I'm going to raise that up a little. I said I really wanted the words free and easy. And what is really common, these call-out boxes. So I'm going to create a new layer. In my new layer, I'm going to just freehand a rectangle that is not exactly squared. And I am going to fill that white. I am now going to go to select, and I am going to shrink that. I'll actually shrink that by 12. And I will fill that with red. And I will select none, and there I have a call-out box. And in here, we're just going to use plain old white text. And we are going to make this as large as we can get it. Now I'm going to use one last little trick here. I'm going to take this perspective tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the perspective. And this is sort of eyeballing it. I'm just trying to get so that the top and bottom have the same amount of spacing. But what it's going to do is just give it a little bit of that three-dimensional depth. And just like that, we have our completed thumbnail.